Well, how's it going, JDM crew? John here from JDM Expo with another inventory video. This one's a little bit special. We definitely get plenty of Skylines, as you can tell by the interior. This is definitely a Skyline, but it's a little bit different than your average Skyline. We've got plenty of GTRs and GTSTs over the years. You can check out our video archive, and it's, you know, another day, another yen, you know, just run-of-the-mill. We're always, well, I mean, GTRs aren't exactly run-of-the-mill, but after a while you kind of get used to it. Well, here we got something a little bit more interesting. You know, it's a V-Spec 2. So interior-wise, you're not really going to notice a whole lot. We do have an aftermarket Caros area audio system from Pioneer, so we do have some upgraded speakers. I'm not sure about all around. I think it is, but at least the head unit is with this screen. I think it has that DVD support and stuff too, but it's an older model, so something you'd probably be upgrading if you wanted Bluetooth or something. This does have DVD support, by the way, and DivX, if you're even familiar with that. That's from way back. All right, so for this overall, interior conditions pretty good here. OEM everything, seats. Okay, maybe not the shift knob, that's aftermarket, but yeah, everything is pretty just close to stock. No cracks in the dash as far as I can tell here, looking pretty good. No drill holes, so they didn't put any other gauges afterwards, or if they did, they probably used adhesives. We've only got 74,000 kilometers on the clock here, and I've been told that that is original. We still have the original gauge cluster here, so it's kind of, yeah, original. And, you know, plenty of other videos I've mentioned, okay, it's stock. Well, yeah, this is a, being V-Spec 2, stock's a little bit better than, you know, your average stock. Now we do have upgraded suspension and R34 wheels, so we do have 18s on here. And interestingly enough, when I go on the exterior tour, you might be surprised that this is actually a gunmetal one. Normally the V-Spec 2s were more common in other colors, not the gunmetal. So this is relatively rare, nothing too crazy, but it's rare enough to be a little bit more unique. Now, a lot of other GTRs are gunmetal and all that, but for the V-Spec 2s, there weren't as many of them made as there were silver and white, so those were a little bit more common. But yeah, I got the OEM steering wheel here, and everything's pretty much like stock feeling. The seats, the nice semi-bucket seats that usually come in the GTRs. Sometimes people swap these out pretty readily. We actually do have Nismo carpets all around, so these are newer, so just to update things a little bit. And as for the engine, we do have intake and exhaust, so you could probably tell from the tone that it was a little bit louder than stock, plenty louder than stock. We do have a, I thought it was Apex at first, but it's actually Fujitsubo. It's a dual exhaust, so that wasn't as common later on. Usually people go with the single N1 style. This one's dual, and I used to have Apex N1 duals as well. Those sound pretty good. This one actually sounds a little bit more beefier, but maybe it's just because of how the RB is compared to other engines in the Nissan line. So, but yeah, being like less than 50,000 miles, I mean, it feels pretty firm all around. Like even with opening and closing the doors, a little bit more firm. The handling, the steering wheel, everything about the car is a little bit more firm. We did have the upgraded suspension, as I mentioned, so it's a little bit lower, which probably accounts for a little bit more of the firmness, but just the way that everything feels and handles, it's definitely, you know, just pretty good overall, really. Backfire there, pretty nice. Tune's pretty good on this. Definitely opened up nicely. So with the intake and exhaust, it's definitely freed up quite a bit of power. But yeah, the V-Spec 2s are definitely much smoother than the regular GTRs, and also less sluggish, so that's the good thing. Definitely really nice through the RPMs, and nicer peak power at the end there. but it's not like whiplashing you, so it's not extreme. It's only around 300-ish. So, but yeah, pretty nice. Good sound. So let's fast forward over to the warehouse. I'll show you guys around on the exterior and show you what's under the hood there. And I mean, it's nothing too crazy, but you know, a couple of nice mods. So definitely nice and smooth. So let's just skip over to that, and I'll see you there. All right, and here we are starting from the interior, and as you can see, the OEM seats I've been talking about. We do have electronic toll card reader there. As you can see, the dash right here. An original steering wheel. Show you some of the mileage right there, 74,000. And it's the original gauge there, so not swapped out for any Nismo gauges or anything yet, so that's true mileage right there. And the triple gauge cluster, climate control, and the Carrozzeria from Pioneer audio system. So, as I mentioned earlier, it's quite aged, but hey, it's still functional. And we do have this G sensor for your tracking needs. It also, if you're in Japan and you're using this, it does also alert when there's emergency vehicles nearby. So that is something that's in the traffic system here. It's pretty handy. So if there's fire trucks or ambulance, it'll actually caution you to look out. So pretty neat. A lot of newer cars have that too. And no sag in the headliner there. As you can see, the OEM seats and steering wheel and everything there, so pretty original. But of course the updated Nismo carpets, which is a nice touch. And the original back seats there, so. Alright, and here on the exterior, as you can see, good old gunmetal and R34 wheels, and as you can see, it has been dropped a little bit. So slight negative camber there. I think it's around 1 or 2 degrees. I can't really get a view up in there because it's nice and low. We do have upgraded rotors in the front and calipers. And as I mentioned earlier, a little bit of fade on the clear coat, and I was told that they're going to be taking care of that. So original paint all around, so just the top coating has been fading a bit, so you can see a little bit of that on the edge. And that exhaust there, it's got a really nice tone. Actually, I'll make sure to record a clip so that they can let you hear that. It's quite a beefy tone. And yeah, so those little bits there, and on the top, a little bit of the fade on the clear coat, as I mentioned, they'll be taking care of that soon. But the paint is actually all right underneath that, so once they take care of that, it's going to look pretty good. And let's take a dive underneath the hood here. We'll take a look at the engine bay and show you what's going on with that RB. Oh yeah, and because of that V-Spec goodness, we do have that front lip as well. It's a pretty nice stance there with the drop. Alright, here we are with the engine bay, and right off the bat you can see that we got that Kansai strut tower bar there. It's quite beefy as well. A lot of beefiness to this. If you like beef, this is perfect. And so we do have some Samco silicone hoses there. Upgraded intake. So it does spool up nicely. It doesn't sound too crazy from the front, so you can hear a little bit of the spool, but it's not super loud since we've got the stock turbos on here. Got the oil catch can there, so catching the vapors going through. Oh, and for those of you guys looking for additional information, you can check your favorite registry. A little bit more about this V-Spec too. But yeah, overall just a little bit of support there with the better cooling, and I believe that's OEM for the front mount intercooler. It does show a bit of its age behind that grill there. But they did upgrade the cooling capacity here overall, so pretty much a lot of that good old support that you would need to reliably deliver 300 plus horsepower, so some good stuff there. Well, there you have it, crew. A very nice, all original, well, mostly original, I guess you could say, because it does have upgraded suspension R34 wheels, and I believe we do have the originals as well. So if you just want to have the, actually, let me double check with that. If you message our sales team info at jdm-expo.com, I believe we had an extra set of Volks and some other wheels. So if you're looking for something else besides the R34 wheels, there are other options we do have that did come with this one. I forget if it was Volks or OEM, but anyways, definitely if you're looking for some customizations, they can also let you know those options with our sales guys. They can tell you more about the process and all that good stuff. So definitely just hit them up. Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. If you send your DMs to them, they'll get back to you within about 24 hours, and they can let you know about this or any other vehicle that you might be interested in. If you're looking for something a little bit higher or lower tier, whatever you're looking for on the entire spectrum of JDM vehicles, they got you covered. And we do have partners all across the country, so that'll definitely be helpful for whatever your JDM needs may be. And as always, guys, thanks for stopping by. Thanks for watching. Give us a like if you're happy with a nice V-Spec here, original, under 80,000 kilometers, has been taken care of by its previous owner. So other than some of the paint, which you could tell, it is original though, so luckily it's just the clear coat. So once they just get that taken care of and they put a fresh coat on there, it'll be you'll see that luster come back pretty nice. Definitely we've had some that have been refreshed in the past that definitely a lot of the craftsmen here are really awesome, so we get that taken care of. But as always, guys, thanks for stopping by, and I'll see you in the next one. We got a couple more good ones on the way, so stay tuned for that. Catch you later.